Welcome back to Revved Up Rides. Officially test-driven yet. Top 10 fastest cars in the world. Chiron Bugatti, number 10. I'm going to start off with an injustice. I'll tell you why soon. The Bugatti Chiron is the imposing successor to the Bugatti Veyron Super Sport that will surprise you quickly, which is simple. Recognize it because it has a rear line of 5.2 feet, LED lights illuminate its 16-liter cylinder 4 turbocharged engine is capable of being 1479 horsepower and taking it from 0 to 62 miles in just 2.5 seconds. It's a great product with all these new features. Quick car. The problem due to tire limitations. They limit your speed to 261 miles per hour only, which is a little less than its predecessor that doesn't have these improvements nor speed limitations. Its speed is speculated and hard to know, because it has never been test-driven. So this is the injustice with this car. Anyway, this real gem costs about $2.7 million. Well, it's produced almost handcrafted in France, so there you go. The price. Number 9. The super sporty Bugatti Veyron. This is the predecessor of the Bugatti Chiron, which you just saw, but not like that one. This car was able to brag about a controversial Guinness World Record for the world's fastest production car for. In 2010, only one of the 30 Bugatti Veyron Super Sport ever built reached 267 miles per hour, overthrowing. This was one of the SSC Ultimate Aero models, the fastest cars in the world at the time, but it's no longer in the rankings. For safety purposes, the Bugatti was known to be sold with a speed limit of 258 miles per hour, but the Guinness record stated that actually that speed, its strengths were not overshadowed by change, such as the engines, which are the same used by its successor the Chiron, and the aerodynamics. The problem was that in 2013 the Hennessy Venom GT declared to have exceeded the commercial speed of the Bugatti Veyron Super Sport, managing to get the Guinness records to back out and well rid the Bugatti of its name. After all, it was the world's fastest production car. For the purposes of this top 10, only one should reach the maximum. However, speed does not make it a production car, so the Bugatti lost the title. Can you imagine a scandal? What would have transpired in their absence? Removed the speed limit of the Bugatti Chiron. Number 8. Hennessy Venom GT. It's time to show you the car that got the title of the supercar produced by Bugatti Sport, the famous Hennessy Venom GT. This car was one of the flagships of the Hennessy company that has achieved multiple records thanks to this car. It succeeded in accelerating from 0 to 186 miles in overthrowing the Koenigsegg Agüero R. It also received the Guinness for this feat record for the fastest time for a two-seater production car. Its acceleration from 0 to 100 miles in 5.6 seconds is also another world record. All of this is due to its potent 7-liter engine with 8 cylinders that has 1244 horsepower. The complaint that got the Guinness record stripped from the Super Sport Bugatti Veyron was made for exceeding 265 miles per hour. However, its builders say it can reach, if we are to believe, 278 miles per hour, them given the specifications and awards. Let's just do it. Instead of the automobiles that will come next are so new that most of them haven't been tested on tracks yet. And we are forced to put our faith in the businesses specify. Number 7. Singer 21C. Hear me out, you're about to watch one of the most modern cars on this top 10. In fact, only 80 units will be made available in 2023, each one costing more than $2 million. What can a two-seater like the Singer 21C have to fetch that price? Gold. This car is sort of a hybrid that uses a 2.8-liter 8-cylinder mechanical engine located at the rear and 2 associated emission electric engines with each of the front wheels, making it an all-wheel drive car. And not only this, but it's about 1,267 horsepower and weighs only 733 pounds, or less than 2 pounds, an exorbitant amount for each horsepower that allows it to reach a speed of 280 miles per hour of maximum speed, as claimed by its designers. As I highlighted earlier, some cars are so new that we'll be relying on the specs, though to be honest it wouldn't be. It would be surprising if the Singer runs at that speed and even higher. Music. Number 6. Koenigsegg Agüero RS. We're referring to the automobile that is the next stage in the Koenigsegg Agüero, the car that lost out its title of the fastest acceleration to the Hennessy Venom GT. To get it even, the manufacturers of the Koenigsegg created a monstrous 2-turbo 5-liter 8-cylinder engine that is about 1160 horsepower and has the ability to accelerate from 0 to 60 miles in just. Koenigsegg performed in 2.8 seconds, achieved another record accelerating from 0 to 400 kilometers per hour in just 36.4 seconds, beating the Bugatti Chiron, which required 5 additional seconds. The creators didn't want to sit back and do nothing, so they decided to raise the stakes. They used to measure their new car using the specifications of the Guinness books, make a clear reference to controversial previous marks. As a result, they managed to hit 276 miles per hour by averaging 2 laps, but with the top speed up. Keep your ears open. 280 miles per hour. What an incredible mark. Music. Number 5, SSC Tuatara. The SSC Tuatara looks stunning thanks in part to its aerodynamic design. Inspired by a fighter jet, it has an 8-cylinder engine that is 1750 horsepower and allows it to accelerate from 0 to 60 miles in 2.5 seconds. Its speed has been the subject of tremendous controversy in 2020 after being test-driven. It stated with all its might to have reached 315 miles per hour. However, some viewers pointed out that the vehicle's speedometer wasn't shown in the broadcast, and several regulatory entities such as the Guinness World the test was not validated by the records because there weren't enough inspectors. And the other entities said it was because the measuring instruments hadn't been calibrated. A short while later, the SSC admitted the error and said they had miscalculated the speed and repeated the test, resulting in 286 miles per hour. That's a big difference, ain't it? Anyhow, if you want to own this super elegant car that is quick enough to be part of this top 10, you must invest no less than $1.6 million. Music. 4th generation Ferrari Chiron Super Sport 300 Plus. The French Bugatti wasn't gonna feel satisfied with only one number on this top 10. That's why it built the Bugatti Chiron Super Sport 300 Plus, and as its name implies, it can reach a speed of over 300 miles per hour, specifically 304 miles per hour shown on the Volkswagen's Aero Lucene test track. Has a 16-foot diameter cylinder 8-liter engine that has 1578 horsepower. This rather exclusive model keeps the classy black and orange design of its forefathers, and only 30 units have been built, bringing its price to $3.9 million. Music. Number 3, Bugatti Bolide. This car is the newest of all, so much so that they are still unable to pay for it, determining whether to produce it in sequence. This is Bugatti's attempt to enter the world of race cars, as if it hadn't already been trying with its Chiron cars. Like the Chiron Super Sport 300 Plus, this car has a 16-cylinder 8-liter engine that has the potential to be. It only has 1825 horsepower and weighs 2,733 pounds, which makes it unexpected weight-to-power ratio of 1.4 pounds per horsepower. As you can probably imagine, is extremely light car. The obsession with reducing weight led them to use screws and additional titanium components that were hollow, similar to what aircraft use production, and to print them in 3D+. This car is known to be able to go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 2.17 seconds, and 310 miles per hour is its top speed. Kilometer per hour. Number 2, F5 Venom from Hennessy. The all-out war between Bugatti and Hennessy continues, and this is its latest chapter. If Bugatti is testing its Texas, Hennessy's Overland fighter jet isn't far behind with its Venom N5. This tremendous car has a powerful twin-turbo engine dubbed the 8-cylinder 6.6-liter Rage that is 1817 horsepower and can go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 2.8 seconds. Since it only weighs 3,053 pounds, the weight-to-power ratio is 2 pounds per horsepower. With all this information, this car can obviously reach 311 miles per hour, a record that makes it clear that Texas should be avoided at all costs. Only 24 of this extremely fast cars been produced at a price of $1.8 million. But if you're an Arab sheik and are taking out your wallet, I have bad news for you. All units have already been sold. I'm glad that you got this far. It's time to step on the gas to watch the fastest vehicle on the planet. Number 1, Koenigsegg Jesko Absolute. This is the most recent creation of Swedish automaker that is prepared to claim the title of the fastest car in the world with its impressive 330 miles each hour. A is used by the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolute 5-liter engine that is about 1,603 Horsepower, which was intended for its rear to be identical to its relative the rear of the Koenigsegg Jesko, was altered. Wing was removed to increase speed and two wings inspired by fighter planes were added to gain stability and reduce resistance. Plus it has set up a special 9-speed technology for automatic transmission known as light transmission that makes it possible to change speed almost immediately. Are you surprised? Well, we'll see what the car companies come up with next year. If you don't want to subscribe to Car News to avoid missing any top 10s, and turn on the notifications. See you in subsequent video. Music. You.